Also, like for myself, for example, I was on maternity leave. That's a good time, I think. It's hard because you've got a baby, but I'm not at work, so I can set up something at home or a home-based business. I think. So I think there's degrees of worse times and better times. I don't think there is ever a perfect time.
True. Okay. He talks about this idea of entrepreneurs that have too much money. Having too much money is actually worse than having no money or little money when starting your business. And he says the reason is because having a little money makes you creative and innovative, and you have to do a lot with a little, right? Whereas, you know, if you get an investment or funding or what have you, then you're like, I want office space and I want computers and I want this person, head of VP of marketing, what have you, and you don't necessarily really need that. To what extent do you agree with that? Talk to me about your experience.
I agree in some sense, but then I disagree in others. I think he obviously had money, and maybe he wasn't rich.
He didn't have money.
He had money.
When he started his business, this?
Yeah, because he had other businesses.
No, I mean, yeah, but those businesses weren't really doing very well.
I'm not saying this is what I mean, where I agree. And I
how much money is money?
Because how much money is money? Because when I started my business, I had zero, like minus £300.
Okay, that's not zero. That's minus.
Yeah, I was in minus. That's no money.
Okay.
If he started and he was earning from his other businesses £2,000 a month, to the Facebook guy, that's not money. That's nothing.
That's nothing.
But to me, that's something. Like if I had £2,000 a month when I started my business,
it will give you a platform to launch, right?
So I think it's about the degree of how much. Yeah. When someone starts a business, if they're given like 100 grand, you go away and start your business. I can see where that would be a problem, and what he's saying would be correct, because then I remember I sat on a panel for a business startup program a few years ago, and this girl came and she was asking for, I can't remember how much the money was. When we asked why, she was saying, "No, I need an office in this specific building." I'm trying to find a uptown office building. Yeah. Then she's like, and then I need furniture.
Yeah.
And then I need to pay this amount of staff. Meanwhile, I was sat there and I'd only just got my office maybe like 2 months before. Yeah. I specifically remember thinking my office at that point was like £180 a month. And she was saying she needed £1,800 a month for the office. I was like,
it's the most ridiculous
what are you talking about?
Yeah.
So I get his point from both sides. However, if I had money to bring in a business consultant from day one, for example,
do you need that though? I don't think you would have needed that.
I would have.
No, because the thing, what he's saying is that lack of money makes you become the business consultant. You have to learn yourself the skills.
But if you don't have them, the time, it slows you down.
Of course it slows you down, but those skills that you develop through hardship are the things that are actually going to keep you in business over the long run, I think.
Maybe not. They may be the things that make you successful 10 years down the line, but I don't think learning on the job.
It's a marathon, it's not a sprint.
Yeah, but I don't necessarily think it's a qualification for that business that you're working in to be successful. I think it can be a hindrance, because if you don't have the business acumen, you're going to make stupid mistakes and you're going to make errors. Whereas had you had a business consultancy, actually that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
that would be helpful.
I don't know. I believe that you can be your own business consultant, like through having to learn and having to understand actually what works and what doesn't is the thing that's actually going to keep you in business for the long term.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's not.
Look at all these startups. Look at all these billionaires, huge businesses now. They started in their garage and they started in their home apartments
that's
with
a different
nothing.
Thing. Yeah, but that's
not different.
It is, because we're talking about. It's not, because you're talking about actual capital, like stuff, whereas I'm talking about knowledge. So yes, you can start in your garage with nothing. However, those people that started in their garage potentially and clearly knew what they were doing. So what I'm saying is, if you're starting a business,
no, not necessarily. They didn't know everything. They knew a little bit.
Everything, because nobody knows everything.
Exactly. So you start with what you have.
But what I'm saying is, if you had a little bit of money to get some expert advice, if you are lacking. Okay, so I start a business as I make shoes. And I know how to make shoes, but I have zero marketing skills.
Well, then you learn.
You can. Nathan, do you know how long it takes to learn?
Well, then you take the time.
Okay, but in taking that time, that's fine. In taking that time, you could go out of business. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying you learning isn't a qualification for it being a success, because the time it's going to take you to learn might be longer than the time it takes for your business to benefit from that. And so in the long run, because then I might decide, okay, I'm going to set up a clothing business now and use all that marketing knowledge that I learned in my failed business. So for the person, it is potentially beneficial, but I'm saying it's not necessarily beneficial for the business.